Can you believe it's the last Tuesday before Christmas? This is absolutely crazy. So happy Makeup Tip Tuesday. This week actually comes by a request from one of our MisMacK'ers. I posted a video in my stories last week and I got a request on how to do a tutorial on the eye look that I created. So I'm gonna show you today. So this look is a pretty natural look. There's no lashes. And I'm not even going to use the Amped Up Mascara as liner, actually. I'm going to be using the new Raven, which I'm absolutely like obsessed. Raven, Salmon, Canvas, Shade, and a little bit of Firestone. So step one, of course, is using the Depuff and Prime Gel. I do already have my base on in terms of my skin and my brows. So I'm just going to go right in with the Depuff and Prime Gel first. Now I'm gonna be completely transparent. The look that I did on last week in my stories, I actually had a little bit of sky blue in my brush before I went into Canvas. So it might look just a little bit different. If it looks like there's a little bit of an underlining blue, that's because I didn't clean my brush in between and I just went right into Canvas and then went to town. Okay, now that that's all on, nice and tacky, I'm gonna do my all over blending brush. I'm gonna go into Salmon and then I'm gonna mix it into Canvas. So I'm gonna go back and forth, Salmon, Canvas, Salmon, Canvas. And we're gonna set this as the base. So really pushing this on here into the skin. Your pressure really matters to set this. So this is the essential step to create a non-creasing eye. So really important, think of it like prepping your canvas. That's why I named Canvas Canvas. Because thinking of it like a little canvas, you want to prep it. And this is a really important step, making sure that it is not translucent, really opaque, which is why I know we've been needing Salmon since the beginning, because Canvas can come off white. So when you mix the two together, you get like that perfect base and you have control. So if you're needing it to be a little bit darker, or if you're needing it to be a little bit lighter, you have that control, but it's not going to create that white cast like I know Canvas can do. So step one, really making sure that's nice and opaque. You almost want that to fall. And if you are someone who has a bit more oily lids, what I recommend doing is going in with the security right into the crease to really make sure that that is set. For the next step, we're going to take the small crease brush. I'm going to go right into Shade. And we're going to carve out or chisel out, define our crease. So lining our brush up with our last lash, skipping the lid. This is in the full makeup lesson, okay? When you come and do that with us, we're going to teach you. So what we're doing is we're following the curvature of the eyeball. So really sticking this from behind, skipping our lid space, and building it up. So coming into a downward motion windshield wiper, not a rainbow blend. And then bringing this up so it fades off right below our brow bone. So then of course we're going to do the same to the other side. So there we have it. We have our crease on with Shade. We're going to take that exact same brush and we're going to go right into Raven. So going just the tip, tap, tap, tap. We're going to line this up, not going past our last lash, tap, tap, tap onto the outer corner of the lid, and then press, 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 tap, tap, tap this up into the crease. So notice, again, I'm not swiping or wiping. I'm applying layers and always starting in that same spot. So you see I'm not going straight on. I'm following the curvature of my eyeball, making sure we don't go past that last lash. And we're tapping, allowing that brush to work for you. So, and it's just little pats. So when we look straight, we see that up over the lid and it's starting to smoke out there. So now I'm actually gonna wipe my brush off and I'm gonna tap that edge, a little bit of blending into the crease so it seamlessly blends in. Notice I'm not going past my iris. I'm keeping this very concentrated to the outside. This is what we can do when you do your eyes first, you can go and you can lift that away using your fingers to remove. And then we go in and build it up. So light taps, like so. And it's just kind of a blending game. using the very soft edge of the brush to buff that out. You don't want to see any edges, just so it kind of nice and smoky, going up and away. So you'll see the direction that I'm going up and away, making sure that I'm concentrating this, not going into the fold, stopping at my last eyelash. So coming into the other side, like to hold it like a chopstick. See the placement of my brush? I'm not coming straight on, I'm following that curvature of my eyeball and pat, pat, pat. Always working from the lashes up. And it is a layer game. So keep patting, pressing this up behind your eyeball, and making sure that it's balanced on the same angle as your other side. Pat, pat, pat. And then build it up. I can't even tell you like how obsessed I am with this raven. I never thought I was a blue person until lately. I am like, this is gonna be like my go-to color now all the time throughout here. I am obsessed. Obsessed. Okay, so then going back and forth and just adding an extra layer, kind of like behind my eyeball to create that depth. So the same brush, without adding any more pigment, I'm actually gonna lightly go underneath my lower lash line, connecting it in very softly. So this one I'm not going past the inner corner of my iris. Not adding more pigment to the brush, that's really key. And making sure that they are nice and even on both sides. So this side, I actually like how soft that is. I'm gonna take my first step brush, my all over blending with a little bit of that salmon that's still on there. I'm just gonna lightly soft and buff that edge just to match the softness of the other side, because I really like that one. Okay, next step is we're gonna go into Firestone and we're gonna highlight our lid space. So this guy, I'm gonna use an not all over blending, sorry, the detailed brush. Nice and snappy. Going right into Firestone and going over the lid space in a press and pull down motion to create that highlight. And I'm gonna go all the way into my inner corner and down, connecting it down in that inner, like so. So starting in the center of the lid, press and pull down, and then tapping it into the inner corner and then connecting it not past my tear duct. I'm gonna use my tear duct as a guide. Take your angled brush, we're gonna go right into Raven. I'm not gonna do this wet, we're just gonna do it nice and dry. We're gonna go in and we're gonna stamp right onto the lash line. Like, look how pretty that is. That's not even wet. Stamp, stamp, stamp. Coming into that inner corner, I'm slowly gonna move my chin to the opposite direction so it exposes the white of my eyes. That way I'm not flinching and I can't see that brush coming at me. And that's just dry. That's not even wet. Isn't that crazy? So that's Raven liner as well as the outer corner and underneath the eye very gently. Isn't that crazy? How opaque that is. I'm like, seriously, if you haven't got yourself a Raven set yet, man, Christmas is like only less than a week away. You deserve it. I only have a few left before you can't get the colors until the springtime. And we've also had this a little bit in the stores too, where we've had clients come in and be like, gosh, I just want Raven and Salmon for myself. They'll purchase the palette and then they'll gift the other two colors away to someone else that is on their list. So you can totally do that. Don't think that you have to keep the set for yourself. You can split it up. There we go. Last step to this look is some mascara. So remember, if this comes out clumpy, we're gonna scrape. This is my one at the Kelowna shop here, so it doesn't get used as often, like once a week now. And we're gonna go in top and bottom. And now we are really gonna layer this on. So we're gonna do one coat, do another coat, and we're gonna go back and forth until we get the desired fullness and lift that we desire. I am gonna do a little bit more concentration on the outside too once I get my desired fullness. I'm just gonna add a couple extra coats just to the outside to give me that lifting effect, and then we're gonna do a tiny little bit onto the bottom. So when you do the bottoms, it's more painting compared to wiggling. That way we just create a nice coat, get them nice and defined, where it's more on the top, less on the bottom. And there we have it. That is this week's Makeup Tip Tuesday, the last one before Christmas. I can't even believe that those words are coming out of my mouth. Using canvas and salmon, shade in the crease, raven in the outer corner, raven as liner, and then firestone in the center, and of course topped off with amped up mascara. Thank you all so much. And if you ever see a look that in my stories or on a post and you're really curious on how to recreate that, please message us or send me a DM or make a comment, and I'm happy to teach you all the things. So thank you so much. Have a very Merry Christmas. And this is going to be the last Makeup Tip Tuesday of 2023. So I will see you in 2024.